Welcome into the DNVR Avalanche podcast. We got Eric. We got AJ. We got Rudo.
Hey.
Avs win a totally normal hockey game where nothing weird happened at all. 7-4.
No empty nets were missed.
There were no missed empty nets. That's true.
No breakaways were stopped by the Senators.
Some breakaways were stopped.
Extremely normal hockey game.
Perfectly normal. Nothing weird at all in this 7-4 hockey game. It's been a while since I think I've had trouble fitting it into 60 seconds. I might struggle with this one.
It's not what your wife said.
Hey.
Keep it simple.
First period, Avs give up the first goal of the game. Classic move. They're able to get it back, though, thanks to the play that we're calling the bunt. Mikko Rantanen net front.
Yeah.
Choking up on the stick. It's 1-1 after one. The second period, everyone loses their minds. By the end of the second period, it's 4-3. I don't even know, man. So much nonsense went on in that period, including a goal that didn't even count for Sam Malinski. It could have been 4-4. On the Avs side, you end up getting goals from Mikko for his second one of the game. That was to make it 4-3, I guess. And then you also got, who was it? That was Colton's goal, right? I think so.
Yeah.
Or not Wood's goal, sorry.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So it's 4-3 going into the third. There's nowhere even near enough time. And then the Avs score 4 more unanswered goals. I think, is it 4 unanswered goals in a row if you count Mikko's from the third period? No.
It's 5.
Yeah, it's 5 because the one in the second period was actually Jason Polin, not Wood's goal. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
All right. Got there.
Wood's goal was a game-tying goal.
Yeah. All right. That was a great 60-second rundown. I really covered everything super well in that.
Super well done.
Let's actually
Thorough.
get into this one. I want to start with an overall angle on this game. It's a Sega Baba. The Avs have to drag themselves back in from multiple deficits in this game. Is this the Avs are just good enough to do this, or is this the Avs got away with one here?
I think they're good enough to do this.
Yeah.
They've just been doing it all year.
Same
So as much as I'm tempted to just be like, they got away with it, but they've done this now 2 out of 2 times against Ottawa.
It's true.
So...
And that's Ottawa's MO, right?
Yeah.
That's what it is. They're good offensively and they can defend. And that's what you saw again tonight. So when you're playing against a real good team, the Avalanche, you have a hard time to keep the puck out of your net. I mean, that's just a fact, right?
Yeah.
And again, that goalie wasn't very good.
Yeah,
Let's not
Sogaard
kid
struggled
ourselves.
tonight.
Pretty wild decision to not go with Korpisalo because of his history against the Avs, and then you put that guy in.
Yeah, you're reaching a little
You
bit
might
there.
not put that guy in again.
Yeah.
That when you go back and go, well, 4 years ago he gave. You're reaching. Just put your best asset. I mean, whatever it is. Well, hey, we'll take it.
Yeah,
I'm not arguing.
No complaints.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
All right. So they're just that good. They can just do it. All right. I'm here for it.
Yeah, and especially this year. They've just
This is
been,
what, their 15th comeback victory of the year or something stupid? Yeah.
It's just been their identity to climb back into it. And once you get into the third period, though, they're like,
Pretty good.
Yeah, because I think if you make the argument if you get away with it, that's, it doesn't happen 15 times. Right.
That's fair.
That's fair. You're the
Definitely fair.
numbers guys. I'm not. But
true.
I'm saying if I use the numbers now, it's not a coincidence. That means you're good, right? I mean,
also
purely by numbers.
A little different why the Avs are a little bit different about doing this than some of the other teams that we've seen, not Avs teams, but other teams in the past, is that they are not heavily reliant on overtime.
Yeah, that's true.
They aren't racking up a bunch of overtime losses. They're not winning a bunch of games in overtime. Yeah. They're getting it done in regulation. They're playing within the confines of 60 minutes far more often than not, which is why they're rolling in regulation wins. Winnipeg's the only other team that's even close to them.
Yep.
In the Central, Vancouver's also winning in regulation quite a bit. So
care less about that.
Yeah, for right now, yeah, totally. But that's what gives me confidence in that. Hey, I've continually said, especially lately, this is not a recipe for success. The multi-goal comebacks are not something that you can just rely on being part of your identity all the time. But knowing that you're comfortable in this situation, that you're not going to give it away, that you're not going to fall apart, earlier in the season, they would get down by multiple goals and they would go away. And then they
lose 7-0. Yeah.
They started to win these games, and now they're starting to win them more regularly than you would like, just because it means they're down multiple goals.
In it that regularly.
Yeah, but the can't count them out factor of it, because and tonight, as you mentioned, they're down 1-0, they're down 2-1, they're down 4-2, they win 7-4.
Yep, that's a
lot of
tough team to
comebacks.
play against.
It's hard. You're looking at the other side of it. You're Ottawa, and you're like, God,
You guys just won't go away.
you got the 4-2. The Avs didn't have any momentum whatsoever.
What?
And then they get the disallowed goal.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
The disallowed goal should have sucked the life out of the Avalanche, and instead,
1 minute later, Mikko
she's
comes down and
literally
burns you.
right after. Oh, it's 4-3 anyway.
Yep.
All right.
But all night they did that, right? It was always coming right back. It was a shift after
Both-
goal, which is a big no-no for the Senators.
Both
I mean,
Ottawa's first and second
all
goal.
the time, you know, coming right back, and nothing bothers this team, and that's the beauty of it. You know, like it seems like they have that mentality that nothing is gonna shake them up, which is a good trait come playoff times, right? You know, so you're not panicking. They've won. They know how to do it. Their leadership core is a championship one. So when you're missing guys, when you're not getting saves, when you're, getting bad calls, or that offside, which is a right call, but it's still a momentum killer.
Yeah.
Nothing bothers them. They come right back.
Druin,
yeah, that was lazy.
lazy.
I didn't like that. Yeah.
It was bad.
But what a difference Woody Woodpecker makes too. That was fun.
One guy with legs. That's all it takes sometimes.
And he flies.
And that's which, like, credit to Miles Wood, because they zoomed the camera in on that guy on the bench in the middle of the first period, and he looked like he was about to die.
Yeah, he looked green. He did.
Yeah, that first look back at him, and he's like Miles Wood is usually a pretty
He's
like he kind of bounces around a little bit during games. You kind of see
and he's just
life. Yeah, and he's like, holy Jesus, there's no replacing and no preparing for a shift in an NHL game.
Yep.
And then by the end of it, he scores a game-tying goal, jumps over the stick, and you're like, oh, he's going to go throw up on the bench, but he'll be fine.
Yep. I need a bucket. Yeah.
You ever puked on the bench in the NHL?
No. There was a guy back then, though, but that was his agent, and Pierre Sevigny was his name. Played Montreal a little bit. He had a bucket every shift.
Really?
Because of nerves and stuff.
Sure.
It was unreal. Like, guys that were playing with him, like, really, buddy? Like, come on. Like, every shift. It's gross,
It's gross.
It's gross. Like, it really. Hey, we're not talking about a snot rocket. We're talking about, like, a puke bucket.
How much is it? He got to be out of food by the middle of the second period.
I don't know what he did. Like, he was so nervous, this guy. Oh, my God. I never played with him. I just know him because my dad was his agent. But, yeah, Pierre Sevigny, Montreal, like, 1991.
Yeah, I was zero.
Big puker.
Are you? I'm not a puker.
No, I'm talking about him.
Oh, yeah, he was, yeah.
I also am, but that's not the point.
Let's go through some of the goals here. Avs put themselves on a penalty kill. They gave up the first goal of the game. I didn't have as big a problem with the Avs special teams tonight as I did against Montreal. Well, with the penalty kill, I should say. There were some bad power plays in this game, which we'll get to.
Yeah.
But it's another thing on the list of stuff of late for the Avs where you would like to see better. You would like to see them really lock it down. And look, I get it. They're missing dudes.
Yeah.
But you got to find a way.
Yeah. Look, the PK, I wrote about this last night. The PK since December 1st is 22nd in the NHL.
Not good enough.
Oh, no. I said it tonight. Remember I yelled?
Gets scored on.
Can't kill a penalty anymore.
Gets scored on.
Yeah.
What is it? 10 seconds in? 15 seconds in?
One
goal, one shot.
I think it was 6 seconds.
It's like a block. It's a block shot. LSC's hurt.
Yeah, I know.
And so it's a free one. It's a free look.
Yeah.
And you're looking and you see the replay from the camera behind the net in the corner, and you're like, probably would like to see him stop that puck.
Yep. I think that would be a fair ask. Would ask it of Georgiev, so ask it of Annanen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you want saves. I mean, that's, again, you want a hot PK, maybe a hot goalie. I mean,
fair enough.
Fair enough. It works, but they go hand in hand.
Then you have Mikko. My guy ate tonight.
Your dog.
My guy ate tonight. It worked out for me. Picks up a couple of goals.
Yeah, he got the old Val Nichushkin on that first one.
Yeah, I mean, that one was pretty free.
Great play by Cale Makar on the handoff of
Yeah,
McKinnon.
but you got to be able to get in the inside and bunt it, No? That's the first one, right? That was the bunt.
No, it was a bunt.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why? You don't like it?
Come on.
You got to get a ball to be on the inside. If you're small and not feisty, you don't get on the inside. He's a moose. He's the big moose. Gets on the inside, bud.
Uh-huh.
Well, it did go through, but it's Cale Makar, the best player on the
That's
planet.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, that's what
He
I'm
gets
saying.
credit for it, but he puts a stick down and Cale does the work.
I know, but you got to be a big moose. And you got to
The second one is badass. There's
that's
nothing to
vintage.
say about that, but
Vintage.
that first one that's a fantastic play from Cale Makar.
I get what you're saying. This is why I want to focus on the second one, because it feels like it's been a long time since Mikko has really ripped one into the back
He's
of
had a
the
lot of this bunt bullshit. He keeps scoring those types of goals.
It was good to see him really rip one. And we've talked about it a lot, particularly on the Avs power play, which really struggled tonight. He's been way too deferential on that right side. So maybe get a little bit of confidence back in that shot, Mikko. That's all I'm saying on that one.
That's how you score 55.
Yeah, that's exactly how you score 55.
Yeah, that actually beating a goalie. And I wonder, just because we were talking about this during the game, I wonder how much of an impact seeing that Malinski goal that gets disallowed. How much does that? Because it's certainly, anecdotally, it felt like the Avs' approach changed after Malinski scores. I mean, it's an unscreened shot from pretty far out. It should not go in. And it gets disallowed, but then immediately after, how does Mikko score? It's not any of this cute stuff. It's not overplaying it. It's not looking for a free one on the back door. He just shoots it. Yep. And then immediately after that, the Avs were like, it's like
simple.
that.
Yeah.
Okay. He's big, but he doesn't know what's going on.
That's a great point by you, because what they're saying on the bench while it's being reviewed, and it, took way too long, by the way. It was clearly offside.
Yeah.
It was pretty obvious. Yeah.
Anyway, but for that, whatever, the few minutes it takes, that's what they're talking about on the bench. Guys, it's offside. Don't worry, nothing bothers us. But hey, we learned some here. Shoot the puck, and that's what they did.
Yeah.
I mean, it's easy. I was thinking the same thing. I'm sitting there watching. I'm like, oh my god, just shoot the next puck in.
Yeah.
He's been beat now like multiple times
By some not great goals. Like
real average shots.
Yeah.
Not taking anything away from the play Sam did, coming from back of his net all the way down, but. This is you gotta stop.
It was a
shot.
wrister from out high.
You
at the
gotta
end
stop
of the
that.
day.
If Annunen gives that up, we're like, come on, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to get in front of that puck. So I'm not going to pretend that it was an incredible shot from Sam Malinski, but it is one that I think changes the game.
Yes, it does.
Because the Avs attitude, very different after that, where they're like, we can just beat this dude. We don't have to get cute with it. And they don't. And they pile it up.
Run away with it ultimately in the third period. Trying to keep it loosely chronological here. Ottawa gets on the board 90 seconds into the second period to make it 2-1. Bit of a weird one. Redirected in front, goes off the post, falls in behind Annan, and then gets jammed home by Ridley Gregg.
God, does that feel like a lifetime ago?
No kidding. Whatever. It's a bit of a weird one, but
still don't like it. I don't like his dad.
That's why. Is that why?
Yep. His dad's awesome. But he put a frozen fish under my bed in the minors.
Rude.
That must have smelled awful.
Buddy had to switch hotel rooms. It was gross. They had to bring security up to my room, and his dad was a funny dude.
That sounds hilarious. That sounds so miserable, dude.
He was awesome.
But 1 minute later, the Avs get that goal back from Jason Polin.
Great breakout.
Sam Malinski makes an excellent breakout there.
Right play by Frederick Olofsson, just a little tap. I mean, this is a set play.
Yep.
This is a thing that teams run.
That's right.
And it's perfect execution by everybody involved. And let's be real here. If you have a perfect breakout leading to a 2-on-1 from Sam Malinski, Frederick Olofsson, and Jason Polin,
love it.
That's on a Sega Baba where and when your stars have been absolutely just
played to death,
doing everything that they can to get you there. That's a huge play. You need that. You need guys beyond that first line.
And that's why you do those video sessions. You know what I mean, right? It's because if you're a smart coach, And I've played for coaches. All they show you is those stupid plays, and then it's long, and then you're just like, after, like, honestly, you're sitting there for 10 minutes. You're like, oh my god, I don't want to hear them. You know what I mean? But if you're smart about it, I do believe the Avs are smart. You know, I do believe that the crew with Brett and the coaches, they'll just show clips. It's a few clips, and this is one of them that they show, and this is where you can catch them. You know what I mean? And when it works like that, and you're a good coach, then you show that one tomorrow.
Yeah.
And you say, hey, wow, you want to be an Oscar winner, not a bad actor.
Especially,
like that, right?
Especially from that Skycam angle where you can see the whole ice behind the net.
Yeah.
You can see what Malinski is seeing, and you're like, look, Olofsson is in the middle of the ice. He's holding a defender there. They have a bad breakdown. It opens up the center of the ice, and you attack. And that is what we'll get to Sam Malinski in a little bit here, but that's the appeal of Sam Malinski as a depth D versus, say, Jack Johnson. Yep. Jack Johnson's not making that pass. He's putting it up the wall. He's good, safe, steady, repeatable, whatever. He's doing that over and over and over. Sam Malinski sees it, goes for it, makes that pass, and then Frederick Olofsson, like, you just a little one touch. It's not super complicated, but you still need to be able to make that play. And as we saw in this game, this is a bit of a side swipe, and I'm sorry, but as we saw in this game, you need to have a baseline level of skill to be able to play in the NHL. And Frederick Olofsson, it kind of waxes and wanes like cycles of the moon sometimes with him. That's a nice play. Yep. You know, as a direct comparison to a guy like Kiviranta, who has multiple chances to make a difference in this game.
3 pucks just skitter away from his
stick and just flubs all of them, where you're just like, you do all the hard work to get a scoring chance, and then at the very end of it, this guy just throws it away because he's not good enough to handle it. So it's good enough from both of the other guys on the other end of this. We know Sam Malinski can hang. We know that Sam Malinski is showing himself to be at least a rotational defenseman in the NHL, and we would like to believe more than that at some point. But for right now, he is in this position, and that is a great play. And the play from Olofsson, and then the finish from Polin. He doesn't get cute. He doesn't pass it. He's not overthinking it. He just shoots it. Maybe that should have been the lesson that we learned. Not the Malinski goal, the Polin one. Just shoot the damn thing, dude. Make that guy make the first save.
And this is the conversation I want to have with Polin. Obviously, happy for the kid. First NHL goal. Awesome moment. But are you talking about a guy in Poland that maybe he just sticks around? Are you scratching Kiviranta? Are you putting McDermott in the press box?
Yes.
I know you're saying yes. I'll say yes. But what I'm saying is we all loved him at rookie. Yes, it was set up for success, meaning like he's an older guy. He was not an 18-year-old guy. Yeah. But he went to Vegas in that, whatever it's called, the rookie tournament. Did what he had to do. We noticed him. We were saying, oh, there's a separation.
It was like the first period of the first game. You and I are looking at each other like, who is this kid?
And I'm going to be negative here about him for a second here, but it's not warranted. He felt more comfortable in that environment because this is
definitely.
It is a 30-goal scorer in college, right? Yep. I mean, this is a good player. This guy, you saw him shoot the puck tonight. He's a good player. Is he going to be a 30-goal scorer in the NHL? No, he's not. But what you can do is you bring your skills that you have, and then you have an opportunity like tonight, then whoop, you zip it in. But here's what I want to see from him when he gets in the lineup again. I want to see a little more bite like he had.
Yeah, for sure.
Because we saw it, right? But it's easier said than done because I've been there. Like, you have to go there and then just put your shoulders down, breathe a little bit, and then just go. You know what I mean? And then be more free. It's normal. It's intimidating to play with Nate McKinnon. I'm talking about on the same team.
Sure.
Cale Makar. So it's now he's learning. Now he's got a few games under his belt. This will help him a goal. Yeah. And then if he can get out there, I mean, what were his stats in the American League this year? I think he had bagels.
Well, there wasn't a ton there.
That's my point. And I know he got injured and everything, but it's nothing. But it doesn't matter. There's guys that don't get stats, but that can play and help out at the NHL level. And this is one of them in my book.
Sure.
In my book. So if we see a little more bite there coming in Thursday in the Boston, TD Garden, is it more fun than that? Like, come on, man. I know that's not big bad Bruins anymore, but
and you've seen some of it. There were a shift or two tonight where you saw that fourth line deep and do some of that.
I like them. That's what I'm trying to say. I think we all like them, but thank you. I want them to just even force it more. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, come on, force it more. And I think this will help him tonight.
I think so too. I think
and
he'll feel like he can play
That's
after
right.
a night like tonight.
How long has it been that you have felt like Kiviranta was overmatched?
20 games.
Yeah, it's been a while. Like he had that one 3-point night ages ago
That
where
was about it.
it was like, oh my god,
But for
they've
coaches,
done it again.
But for coaches like Bedsy and those guys, it's a comfort thing because
Yeah.
he's got experience. He is a smart player. He is smart. Does he bring much? No. But that's why I'd like to. I think a guy like Polin eventually can probably give you more. He give you more bite, give you more zip, give you more
He does
pop.
bottom six things.
That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
I understand. Kiwi's smart and he can kill penalties.
Well, and the thing with Kiviranta though is, it's incredibly unfair for me to draw this comparison and say this is entirely his fault. But you're saying he kills penalties. Does he do it well?
Well, does he kill penalties because Lecky's not there and Val's not there? Because when they're all there, does he? I mean, I'm just, again, this is a stupid question. I'm just,
if those guys are there,
I'm having a blank right now.
Probably not.
he's
That's
not
what I'm
even
saying.
he's not
Okay,
even
yeah.
in your lineup if those guys are there.
That's my point. Okay, perfect.
And so
Same page.
for me, it's you bring Lehkonen in,
Yeah.
McDermott goes out, right?
Yeah.
That feels pretty straightforward.
It does. And even if you wanted to keep McDermott around, Polin on that right side should stay.
I know. I'm with you. Hey, keep playing like this. You force them to make decisions.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what we say all the time.
This is a good step in the road to becoming part of this rotation.
Yeah.
Eric, do you have the chocolate almonds? Is that what you picked today?
Circle K almonds. They were really good because they're good for you. Almonds,
There
right?
you go.
Jeff, right?
Let's just ignore the chocolate part.
No, that's
Yeah.
dark chocolate. It's good for you. Sorry,
Oh,
it was
was it
dark.
milk
it was
chocolate?
dark.
Okay.
Yeah, it was dark chocolate.
For sure. We'll believe that. Go get yourself some delicious Circle K snacks today. You can sign up for Circle K's Inner Circle right now. Enter your email and phone, and you'll be fully enrolled. You get a bunch of amazing bonuses, including your first 5 fill-ups of gas are 25 cents off. And it's 25 cents off a gallon. So that's like a lot off. And you get a bunch of other options, including snack deals every single weekend and other options. So go get with Circle K. Go to circlek.com/inner circle today for more information, and you can sign up right now.
Huge hit tonight.
Yeah.
The Circle K snacks were among
The
the crew.
whole, not the Nuggets were here too, and they were digging in on them. It was
Fight
awesome.
broke out. Doing us in the Nuggets. Beats.
Yeah, it's true. It was very Cobra Kai-esque.
Yeah.
Someone tried to take somebody's snacks. It was
Yeah.
on. It was
Look,
on
man.
from there.
I was Hawk. That's where I was.
I want to see you with a purple mohawk.
I kind of want to see that too now, actually.
That'd be unreal.
Get the QR code. Go get your Inner Circle rewards today. And then once you got your snack sitting down on the couch, make sure you got yourself Fubo TV. Fubo TV, the easiest way to get your Colorado sports right now, whether it be
I have
Avs, Nuggets, or otherwise. Yeah, it's good stuff, right?
Only way to
have
watch. I mean, that's the only way to watch it for me. I mean, I don't know how else you do it.
Yeah.
I'm not that smart.
Understandable. Over 140 live channels, including sports, shows, movies, news, and more. You can get live TV on any device in your house.
Don't
Jesus,
break
bud.
anything
Yeah.
over there, bud.
What are you doing?
Just ignore me.
There's no contract, no cable, nothing hard to deal with. You can start a free trial today over at FuboTV.com/DNVR. And when you sign up, you get 15% off your first month of Fubo Pro. It comes with 1,000 hours of cloud DVR storage, everything you ever need to watch TV. Stop having it be such a hassle for you. Get over to FuboTV.com/DNVR or use the QR code on screen today. Second period of the DNVR Avalanche podcast. Let's do our winner shots here, as chat did get us over 100 likes. So we appreciate you, chat. Thank you very much. Some hard-earned vitamin W.
Roscoe wants a purple mohawk. He wants likes. Oof. A lot.
Way more than what you're at.
Yeah.
Cheers. Vitamin W shots
But I'll find
for
a wig
everybody.
for it. I'll find a wig for it.
There you go.
Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai.
It never dies.
All right. Back into the hockey game. It felt like it obviously didn't slip away, but it felt like it was slipping away from Colorado a little bit in that second period. You end up giving up 2 goals in about a 4-minute span in the middle of the period, and suddenly the Avs are staring down being 4-2 down in another hockey game on a Sega Baba. I know they persevere. I know, look, all the praise in the world for the Avs to win this game. I know you guys are saying they are just this good.
Well, and Ottawa also sucks. Like, you take advantage of a bad team here.
Sure. My point is, you got to stop doing this to yourselves. If you're Colorado, you're making your life so difficult every single night.
And are the Avs making their life so difficult, or can they just not get a save, bro?
The goalie is an Av too, so
I see the point there. I do.
All right.
Let's just have this conversation.
I'll concede.
Because, yes, I think the reality is you look at the 4 goals tonight that Annan lets in. I think you probably want at least 2 of them back.
Let's go back. First one. Oh, that was a power play one.
Yeah, first one was the power play.
Whatever. You'd like a save.
Second one's kind of a weird bounce. The third and fourth. The third one is the cut to the net.
I didn't like that one.
That one was not great for me either. Or actually, I think that was the fourth one. The third one was the second Greek goal. Either way.
Yeah.
Yes, I think there are some goals you want back from Annan. But also, as Chat has pointed out 800 times, he got the 900 tonight. Yes. He did the thing.
Giving up a bunch of shots on goal in garbage time to get him there.
Yeah.
Look, it's just how it is.
Yep.
We've given Georgiev this credit too, where hey, once you got to a certain number, you stopped it. And look, for we could talk about the goals against, but Annan made a number of big saves.
He did
on either breakaways or partial breakaways, odd man rushes.
Yeah.
We also have to just be completely and just be totally honest here.
We're not.
Whoever that Kelly guy is for Ottawa needs
2 goals tonight.
Just biffs 2 open nets. He just blows them. And those are game-changing plays.
Yep.
If they go the other way. Game-changing. Obviously, they're goals. So he makes that first one. I think it's 5.
It would have been 5-3, I think.
It would have been 5-2 or 5-3. I don't remember the timeline of it, but it would have been their 5th goal, and they would have extended that lead. And you just never know when the Avs would have run out of gas. But
the other one would have made it 5-6-5 Avs, so a little bit less impact.
Yeah, but it would have still, with like 5 minutes left.
Who knows what happens?
Yeah, and you just get lucky. And we've talked about, hey, the Avs have lost some games this year because they just didn't capitalize on chances.
Yep.
When you don't capitalize on those opportunities, it's really hard to create them. And when you don't capitalize on them, it's hard to win. And Ottawa outplayed the Avalanche tonight. They outplayed them.
As they should.
Exactly. As they should. Yeah. It's a rested team at home against a traveling team that played last night.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. And it looked like it by the end of that game. Ottawa outplays the Avs, but they get just enough. Their goaltender plays, Colorado's goaltender plays less bad than the other one, and they win.
Yep.
It's all good.
Fair enough. We've given Georgiev a lot of credit for simply just being good enough. And Annan was good enough tonight.
Yep. It was just good enough.
Yeah. Hey, I like him. You guys know I like him. So I like him better than Prospitov. There was a guy back then. There's a documentary on the Oilers back then, right? They're talking about Grant Fuhr. If you look at those stats back then, obviously stats were different back then. But
yeah.
But they always said, and I played with Fuhr. He's an awesome guy, by the way. Awesome goalie. It didn't matter if they won 8-7. When it was 7-7, he made that save. You know what I mean? And that's what he was the best at. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying this is the way it should be.
Yeah.
But tonight I liked him when he made that. He made a few saves when the game was on the line.
Yeah.
And I like that. And it's not easy when you're already given cuatro.
Yeah.
In that night.
You're getting lit up a little bit.
You're like, oh God, it's not easy. It's easy to make a save when it's 3-0. You're up 3-0, and then you make a 2-pad stack. Yeah, it's easy. But
you've been on the tirade tonight, so I want to hear it from you, Eric.
Yeah.
More games for Annan?
Oh, I would play. I mean, I like him. I've always said it. What I'm saying is, we saw him Friday. We've seen him a lot, obviously. I like his technique. I like his composure and that. I like that he's a big goalie, but plays with reflex and technique. He's not just a big goalie. You know what I mean? Oh, and there's some guys like that. You know that. Like
he was on the other end of the ice tonight.
Yeah, yep. He was better than the guy down the street from him today. I want him to get into a rhythm a little bit. Like, you can just play a game and then we'll see you in 3 months. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the tough part. I just want them to, if there's not going to be another option here, I'd like for him to be here, and nothing against Prospect. I just think I like Annunen better. I think it gives you a chance better to win a game when you're called upon. So I'd like for him to stay, find a way to stick around a little bit.
I wouldn't mind if he played another one of the games on this road trip.
I don't mind that at all.
Yeah, like even Boston in a couple days. Yeah, are you at a goaltender disadvantage?
Yeah,
I don't care. I want Georgiev to get rest. You need to try to unring that bell as much as you can.
Yeah,
fair enough.
I don't want him to rest. He got the entire game of rest, right? He's in the press box. He's not even on the bench tonight. Great. I don't want him to get that kind of rest and then play the rest of the games before the break.
This is what I would say. If the Avs aren't willing to give Annunen more opportunity, they should just stop drafting goaltenders.
Okay.
Well, that's a good point. Yeah, because again, AJ, you and me were talking about it in Vegas. What was it, 5 years ago? That you saw him, I saw him, I was there, the same tournament. Anaheim, maybe?
Yeah.
The rookie tournament in Anaheim. I mean, that's, what is that, 5 years ago? So you're developing him. Give and take. 4 or 5.
It was in the before times.
Yeah, it was before COVID, so whatever that is. So anyway, what I'm saying is they've really taken their, their resources with them, and I don't know. I really like them.
Obviously, there was an untimely injury for him through part of this season, but he's put up pretty good numbers in the AHL over the course of the last couple of years. He's proven he can play okay in the NHL before this year. He had one good game, one bad one.
He's a proven good goaltender in the AHL. Yeah. And if that means he's just a number 3 for an organization, okay. But you haven't given him a legitimate opportunity to show anything. And
that's tough.
The difference between a guy like Annunen and Prosvetov is that you claim Prosvetov off waivers. He hasn't shown a whole lot either. Yeah. Why is this guy getting put in front of a guy that you have developed and put resources into and has played well?
Yep.
If he'd been getting lit up like Arvid Holm in the AHL this year,
story.
Then you're like, look, he can't even play in the AHL. What are we doing here? But Annunen has proven he can play in the AHL. And tonight is not a banner night for Justus Annunen. It's just not.
But it's good enough.
Yeah, and he wins the game, and you're like, okay, you don't feel any better about your goaltending problems as a team. You got away with this one in that way tonight. You got away with it
because you're the perfect opponent.
Yeah, and
a team that gives up a lot.
You got the goal support tonight.
It's also a tough assignment tonight because the one thing that Ottawa can do pretty well at times is score some goals. Yep. And it's a Segababa. It's on the road. Your lineup is beat up.
Yeah.
Some of the guys in front of them, it's not a good night for the team in front of them. They get outplayed.
Yeah.
So hilariously, Annunen comes out on the right side of all the goaltender metrics in this one. The 900 save percentage is fine. But he also is going to have about a half goal saved above expected when it's all said and done. It's not amazing.
Funnily enough, the Avs have played a lot of games this year where they give up 25, 26, whatever shots.
Yeah.
And that's where it's a tough look for Georgiev. On the one side, he's not playing super well. On the other side, he's not got a lot of work.
Yeah, if he was giving up 4 every night on 40 shots, we would probably have a different...
Exactly.
The conversation about him would be like, okay, 40 shots every night? What's happening here?
Yep. Which is what Annunen faced tonight.
Yep.
Just to be clear.
Yeah.
All right. So it's 4-3 with the Mikko goal at the end of the second period. You get into that third period.
Such a great shot, too.
Just a missile. Yep.
And it's, again, the breakout on it. Gerard, a rocket from the defensive zone, off the wall.
That was not a muffin.
It's around the line change of Ottawa, which we only know that because they show us 3 broken angles of it. We had to piece it together like little sleuths. But, because camera work is apparently very difficult. And Nathan McKinnon this isn't complicated. He just gets it, and he's like, okay, well, my guy's 17 feet tall. I'm going to put it out in front of him. Just glances off that stick of the Sens player.
Works out.
Gets to Mikko, and then Mikko just beats the shot of all the goals scored tonight. The best shot, for my money.
Of any of them,
Yeah, and that ruled. And it when you coming off of a disallowed goal to score that right away.
Yeah.
Big lift. We're only one play back. Yeah. We know that we are one play better than these guys.
Even the refs can stop us tonight.
we know that we are one play better than these guys. And so you go in 4-3, and the third period started, and I felt like,
Oh, yeah.
this is inevitable, right? But the way these goalies are playing, like,
Yeah. And it takes 4 minutes for the one guy in the game for the Avs size that has legs. It's the third period. Miles Wood, the guy who gets on his horse, gets to the net,
yeah.
ties the game.
He's huge to that lineup. He's huge to that lineup.
It wasn't his only good opportunity of the night either. That's
nice play on LOC's goal on his knees. And
Yep. Yeah, keep in mind, whatever percentage of health Miles Wood was at playing sick or whatever tonight, you go from an actual defenseman in your forward lineup to Miles Wood.
And on a Sega, but we talked about this going in on the Sega Baba not playing last night. You want to know where I feel like, because last night I was very critical of, hey, you set this lineup for failure and ultimately fell apart and failed.
Yeah.
Getting Miles Wood with fresh legs for this game ended up being a jolt
success.
that they needed.
That's right.
And it paid off. Yeah. That is a little bit of win. After a couple of games where I was pretty annoyed with the Caleb Jones at forward thing, I didn't love that. Yep. I still think it was a bad decision to utilize Jones in that way. I don't mind the 11-7 decision. If he's not healthy, whatever. But using, holding Wood back for the extra day and then putting him in on the Sega Baba where he has fresh legs.
You tonight, for sure.
Nice little bit of help there because Ottawa might be thinking, okay, one goal game. They played last night. We're going into a third period here. Let's, they're going to get tired as this period goes on. And then Miles Wood just up the wall. Nah, man, I'm just faster than you.
Yeah. Well, he is faster than anybody.
Just dances around him. And credit to Miles Wood. That's a great play. The hard cut to the net and then the finish over top. And then the Selly jump over the goaltender, over the stick.
Yep. Good look, bud.
Hell yeah. That's just cool. Those are the cool points.
That gets you to tied. And then, so look, Eric will tell you, Ottawa had a whole lot of no-nos tonight.
Ooh, yeah.
I think their season is a no-no. Everything they do is wrong. No, but
That's
it's true.
cold, bro.
Everything
that is cold.
But
everything they do is a no-no. Is the coldest thing you've ever said.
But that's why they lose all the time. They lose those games that they're ahead. And I mean, Jacques Martin, my old coach, said it when they played the Avs a few weeks back, right?
Yeah.
He's like, this is exactly why this team's struggling. Yeah, that was his third game or second game as the coach. Because they don't play the right way. And that's why I say it was the perfect opponent tonight. You can only play this game that's on the schedule.
It's true.
It was perfect because this is a team that they just don't know how to defend. And you saw it tonight. Forget about the goalie, very average, but still they give up stuff that you're like, whoa. They don't know how to lock it down. They don't know how to play the right way. And it's a ball hockey game. You go. Yay. You know what I mean? Street hockey. So I agree. I don't think DJ Smith was the problem. You know what I mean? So I'm just ex-Avalanche DJ Smith, but I don't know. I mean, it was it was the perfect opponent. You know what I mean? For this game.
And you get into that third period, you're against a team where you knew the Avs legs were going to run out. And what does Ottawa do? They take a penalty.
Yeah.
And look, to that point, the Avs power play had been horrendously bad. Their second power play of the game, there were more high danger chances from Ottawa than there was for the Avs.
And then that ended up being true again.
Yeah. But except you got the first unit off. You put the hodgepodge second unit on.
Yeah, the one that we were like, why even bother?
Because Sam Malinski exists is apparently why you bother. Sam Malinski ends up scoring what goes on to be the game-winning goal.
Right.
He gets his goal back that was taken away earlier in the game. A bit fortunate that Sogaard drops his stick and some weird stuff ends up happening.
Yeah, he's trying to pick it back up, and then he's trying to fight through traffic, and then he's not at all prepared for the shot that comes in. And, that's hockey, man. I mean, stuff happens.
Yep.
It does.
You had last night, the game-winning goal got scored because two defensemen were playing what's going on? It goes between both of their legs.
I can't find it.
The guy's diving and just slaps a puck in. It's like weird shit happens in hockey. It decides hockey games all the time.
What was our second intermission tweet tonight? I forget what we said exactly, but there's something about how stupid of a sport hockey is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the dumbest sport that we've chosen to love.
Yeah. But Sam Malinski, we had the conversation about Polin. I get it. Sam Malinski archetypally is not similar to Jack Johnson, but is this a guy playing his way into the lineup in March, April, so on?
I mean, when it looks good, dude, you're like, the difference between the best of Sam Malinski and the best of Jack Johnson is it's significant. But you still worry about the end zone defense. And to be honest, I worry about Jack Johnson's end zone defense. It's not like it's incredible. It's not.
It's just a different type of player, right?
And I think that because Sam Malinski is very samey
to a lot of the guys,
to Girard and Byram and McCarr.
Girard, amazing tonight, by the way.
Yeah,
your
my
dog.
Circle K.
Yeah, I think that's the only reason that this is difficult. If the Avs didn't already have 4 of those guys, between Toews, McCarr, Byram, and Girard, Sam Malinski would be an easy, how many defenses around the league right now would Sam Malinski, you just be like, he's just on that defense.
Yeah.
He'd be like a top 4 guy in St. Louis.
People catching strays out here today.
I'll always give strays to St. Louis.
Fair.
Fuck those guys.
I'm down. I'm just saying.
That defense sucks, dude.
It's bad.
This is just to say, and you look at the underlines for Sam Malinski. They're good. This isn't even just like we like Sam Malinski and he plays for the Avs, so we think he's good. He has produced. He fits the style. He's the archetype. He's the guy that I think makes it easier. If you wanted to get wild at the deadline and move a Girard or a Byram right now, Sam Malinski makes it a more palatable thing for you to do because you have a guy that you could slot into that job.
Yeah.
Agree.
I'm not suggesting that they do it. I'm saying if they decide that that's what's best for them, you can see the roster math play out there. You can see, they have a plan. It's not just a YOLO, we'll just figure it out. Sam Malinski has made that. We talk about guys making them make decisions. Sam Malinski has made this a harder conversation. And the only reason that he gets sent down if they're healthy, if Byram comes back in the next couple of days, and Malinski probably will have to go back down, it's entirely because they want him to just keep playing in the AHL.
Totally.
Not because they want him to just sit. They want him to just keep playing.
Yep.
Just keep playing games. Just stay in rhythm. Because we saw just how this worked. He goes down. He keeps playing games for the Eagles. He comes right back up. He has missed no beats. He jumps right back into the lineup and has been exactly the guy he was before. There's ups and downs. I liked him on the rewatch against Toronto. I didn't think he was great last night. I thought he was pretty solid tonight.
Yep.
And when you have production, sometimes production just trumps process. When you're talking about guys on the fringes of the roster, Sam Malinski's production has been solid enough that you're like, you really need to at least have the conversation. It's something you need to consider. And to be honest, Caleb Jones has done similarly.
They clearly prefer Sam.
Oh, and I would also prefer Malinski over Caleb Jones, but you have to feel like you're 7 and 8 guys. You're 7 and 8 right now. You have to feel really good about where they are.
I like it because they're different styles.
You got options.
You got options for whatever your opponent is, or like in a playoff series. You know what I mean? So, and even Jack to that extent, right? There's just different.
I think it might be less about your opponent and more about the inevitable injury that.
Or exactly. I'm just saying, if everyone's healthy and it can go on.
If Jack Johnson gets injured, maybe you go with Caleb Jones.
That's my point.
Sam Girard gets injured, maybe you go with Sam Malinski.
Different styles.
Yep. Exactly right. All right. On that note, make sure you're getting yourself some Breckenridge Brewery to get yourself the beer of DNVR. We got 8 different kinds on tap down here at the bar. Breck Brew is a flavor for everybody. Seriously, dozens of flavors available from them. You can find them at your local liquor store anywhere in the 50 United States when you go to breckbrew.com and use their beer locator online there. Also, check out their merch. They've got a bunch of cool stuff. No frozen fish under your bed, but cool stuff nonetheless. And once you've had your beer, make sure you're getting yourself over to Snarf's here in Colorado.
Yes.
Bunch of different locations, absolutely delicious sandwiches. You cannot go wrong. We seriously have them once a week at least. Eric will bring them in for our pregame dinner.
Love them.
And they're so good. I feel bad because Eric always asks for our orders and I just don't say anything.
Yeah, you're just
Give me a sandwich. We're good. Yeah, it doesn't matter what you get.
I have really taken to that ham and cheese. It's so good.
There you go.
So basic, but it's so good, dude.
They do the basic good. They do the complicated good. They do the wacky and wild good. Whatever you want, Snarfs has you covered when it comes to sandwiches. Go check them out. I think there are 11 locations now, I want to say.
They're popping everywhere.
Yeah, they're popping up. So there's probably one near you. Get yourself some Snarf sandwiches. Third period of the DNVR Avalanche podcast. The Avs ultimately kind of end up running away with this one in the third period. They score, 4 goals on 13 shots, I think. Sogaard, a bit of a tough period for him. But
Sucks to suck.
You see it kind of start to come from everywhere tonight. Yeah, you have Mikko at the top scoring multiple goals. You have your defense heavily involved like you regularly do for the Colorado Avalanche. But you also got the previously mentioned goal from Miles Wood. You get a dagger goal from Logan O'Connor.
That was a nice one.
We know some of these guys are playing higher up in the lineup than they should be. But can you take games like this, especially as the Avs start to get some guys back? Are these confidence builders for some of these depth guys?
For sure. I mean, because you want to help out. Like I always say, remember I was telling you, like you go in 10-game segments and you're like, oh my God, I have bagels, I have 0. You know what I mean? It's like, oh God, I got to help out Sakic. You know what I mean? So it goes through your head, even though you're not asked to do it. You're kind of expected to at some point. You know what I mean? So
you play forward, you got to score.
I mean, at some point, you can't go 20, 30 games without scoring. I mean, unless you play 3, 4. That's tough. I'm not going to. I've done it. It's tough. You need a really long stick from the bench to put that puck in on a rebound. You know
Polin scored. He played, 6 minutes?
No, I know. But again,
let's go.
Those elbows out. We find for roster spots, baby.
You know what I mean? It's just tough. Like, I don't know. It's just tough. But
this was always the argument that Bednar made when he played Gabe Bork 6 minutes. And I was always like, come on, man, what's the point of this? And he was like, he's only playing 6 minutes. I'm like, you decided that.
It's good to see for, like, let's be real, a team that if their starting lineup on game 1 of the playoffs was this, their forward depth isn't good enough right now.
No, I agree. No. I agree. But then again, and when I was saying about the goal on LOC's goal, like it was a nice play by Wood. He ends up on his knees and throws the puck back to him. And, again, that didn't look really good on that goal, the goalie, but still.
Look, these are the guys that can get you through a game in January when you have a bunch of guys hurt.
Okay, but just for the record, Logan O'Connor right now. Remember, this guy's making $1 million for you. 19 points in 43 games.
Yeah, so he's on pace for like 37,
38 point pace. Yeah.
Career high of 26 points. He's 1 goal behind his career high right now. He's at 8. He's been on a really hot stretch. He has points in like 7 of 8 games right now.
He's on that part of the year for him.
Yeah, exactly. But it is no coincidence that he's on that part of the year when there are injuries and he's playing up in your lineup. You needed it, and he's been the Bednar's like safety blanket replacement of JT Compher. If I need an answer, I go to Logan O'Connor. Logan O'Connor has produced. Logan O'Connor has made he makes winning plays, man. I mean, he's around the puck, makes good decisions. He does. If Kiviranta didn't suck, they might have had a shorthanded goal tonight.
Yep, straight up.
Because Logan O'Connor just he wins a puck up against the wall, and then he forces it out, and he gets around him, he gets the puck going, creates a 2-on-1 that's shorthanded, and Kiviranta just boofs it because the guy sucks. But like Logan O'Connor just makes everybody around him better. He creates opportunities for the guys around him. He's the perfect glue guy for your lineup. And we've seen him.
Should we have him for the Heart right now? Or
do you want him to play 18 minutes? Do you want him to play 16 minutes? No.
I love him.
No, but as a 14-minute guy that plays on your PK, that is like one of your prime PK guys, he's aces.
But I'll tell you what he is too.
Aces.
I'll tell you what he is besides being aces. He knows what he is, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because when you lose track of sometimes when you're asked to do more than what you really are asked to in a normal lineup, you can lose track of what you are. And I tell you that joke all the time. Like, I heard that from Ty Domi back then, and I'll say it again.
Yeah.
Right? When a crusher tries to become a rusher, he often's become an usher. And that is so true. But Logan, there's no issue. He knows what he is.
Yeah.
And he'll never change. Even if he scores 3 goals tomorrow or whatever it is, Thursday, he knows what he is. And he knows what got him into this league. And he knows what's going to keep him into this league. Hopefully not at that same salary. Right? Hopefully he gets
he's looking at what Miles Wood is making and going,
absolutely. And good on him.
that's my
'cause he's awesome.
floor.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome.
Just for a team that I think has had to rely pretty heavily on their stars quite often lately. Yes, you did get 2 goals from Mikko. You had 2 assists from McKinnon, but it really was a team effort tonight. Logan O'Connor, multi-point night. Miles Wood, multi-point night. Sam Malinski, multi-point night. And then Sam Girard, a 3-point night with 3 assists.
By the way.
Yeah.
Sam Girard, 3 assists and plays great.
Yep.
It's great.
Everybody was clicking, was making it work tonight. Even Ryan Johansson had a point, so that's how you know the whole team was going.
Talk about an usher.
No, we're positive here.
He's
They
not
have
a- he's
won
not
this
a-
game.
That guy's not a crusher or a rusher. He's just there.
Is he a susser?
Yes.
I'll tell you who's not a susser. Hellebuck got 946 again tonight.
Must be nice, bud.
He should be in the heart conversation.
At this
I think
point,
that's fair.
he's freaking up there right now because it's every night.
Yeah. I'd have him over
Every
Quinn
night.
Hughes.
It's every night. It's crazy.
All right. Absolutely wild game. Big picture. The Avs moved to 2-1 on this road trip. They put themselves back on the horse of what has been a really good, you're now pushing 15-game stretch
Yeah.
from Colorado.
Yeah.
It's 2 regulation losses in that time. I guess 3 regulation losses if you go back 15 games. But it's been good. This team has been really, really good. Even if you look at some of these games and you don't love the having to come from behind and maybe the goaltending hasn't been the best.
Yeah, it's 15 games and there are real nitpicks.
Yep.
There are real things that you're looking at. This is not like Winnipeg, where there are 15 games, like 8 of them against the bottom 6 teams against the NHL, by the way. I'm just saying. But it's not like Winnipeg where you look at their game and you're like, that's pretty much perfect.
Yep.
They don't give up goals. They don't give up chances. They score.
You can't do that every night.
Yeah, well, and it's like their power play sucks. End of story with Winnipeg. You're like, okay, there's the thing that you get better. With Colorado, you're like, well, their goaltending needs to get way better. Their penalty kill needs to get way better.
Power play just stop giving up chances.
Lines beyond their first need to get way better. Like it's like big chunks of Colorado's game, which is why we're saying this is unsustainable to succeed like this. But also it plays to what Colorado's biggest advantage is. They've got the talent at the top of their roster to succeed like this.
Yep.
Another bill.
It's almost like they built a good team.
Wow. Almost like they know what they're doing.
I don't know, man. They don't seem to care about their second line center position.
Oh my God. Just don't do that. Go read his pieces before you lose your mind. He just wrote a giant piece about how the Avs have to get it.
That was a layup right there for Rudolph. But the meetings are starting tomorrow.
Yeah, it's getting
Pro meetings.
Our
day.
meetings too. Our trade deadline meeting is tomorrow.
Funnily enough, our content meeting is tomorrow too.
Yeah.
We got some super chats here. Whoops. $2 from Vaguely Sober with a super sticker. Vibe surrounded with little purple stars. Thank you, Vaguely. And then another 5 with the Sweaty Boys for Eustace, Polin, Malinski, and just the Sweaty Boys. We out here.
I like the Eustace on it at 900.
We're
It's
getting
like
hot and bothered
a
about
thing
it.
where we're like,
On a
tell
very,
you.
very large technicality, the first Avs goalie to post a save percentage with a 9 in 2024.
Large thing. Because the other one was 1,000.
Technicality. Numbers, guys, right there.
This is how numbers fit the narrative right there. That's a good example of it.
$5 from Banks, who says, new betting plan. Wait till the Avs go down by 2, then hammer the money line. Honestly, yeah, it's a pretty good plan.
A couple games in a row have made that happen.
It's good money, I tell you. Wait until Vegas catches on, though. You start to see the Avs down by 2 at plus 110 or something, and you'll be like, what the hell?
Yeah, like, come on now. What is this?
$5 from Stefan, who says, question for Eric. After a Sega Baba, would the team catch some sleep in Ottawa or hop a flight tonight to Boston?
Good question. It's not always the same. First of all, it's plane availability. So they use charters that the NBA uses and NHL uses. And so a lot of times it's all done in the summer anyway, by the way. So it's not a last minute thing. Obviously, the only thing that is changed last minute is the weather. But what you try to do in a game like tonight is you try to get to Boston, your next destination tonight. Obviously, when you leave Canada, there's the border issue, and not an issue, but it does take a little bit of time. So you're probably adding a half hour to the trip there because you got to clear customs, and then but you want to go there. You want to be in Boston, same time zone. You want to get there.
It's a 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock local, but not a super late start.
It's not bad, and then you want to be there, and then you get up, you're in Boston. Probably have a day off in Boston. This is going to be 3 and 4.
Yep.
You'll probably have a meeting. It just want the guys to just be there and not travel that day, just to kind of relax. So, again, that's what you try to do.
Easy peasy.
Get out that night.
It's busy, man.
And you can't sleep right after a game anyway.
I'll tell you.
So after the Boston game, would they go? They would go straight to Philly then, right?
Yeah. Well, it depends. Again, sometimes like I played in the East. It's so different. When I was in the West, it's so crazy. It's so nuts.
The travel's just
you go in the
long,
East, like Boston to Philly. I mean, actually, Rangers to Philly. We would take just the train at Madison Square Garden underneath at Penn Station. Just get on the train, get there, and go right to the hotel. Go up the stairs, be in the hotel. So, Boston, they're gonna. It depends. Again, it depends on the flight. Like some teams like to, it sounds stupid, but it's like you want to get out. Get on the bus, get on the plane, get to the hotel.
Be there.
And then you're there. And it doesn't – I'm going to say something very stupid here. But sometimes it just – coaches like that because not that the guys need to be kept on a leash, but it's less chance to go out or, like to have a late night and a few pop. You know what I mean? So it's just easier to just get on the flight, get to the next destination. And that's kind of the idea behind it a little bit too.
Do you think it would also mitigate some of the wear and tear of travel? If they're going to get to Boston tonight. They're going to get there. It's going to be late, but they're going to be there all day tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then they're going to play. And then if they were to just sleep there again, it's not a long trip from Boston to Philly. So they could just get up the next day.
That's what I'm saying.
And then fly down to Philly
instead
of do it immediately after the game.
Yeah, it's a preference for coaches. It depends what they like. And again, it goes down to plane availability.
Yeah.
But I like to just go. I used to like to just go and go to the next city. You know what I mean? Like not sleep over. And,
this is a dude who hopped the red eye to Boston.
Just go
both ways in 24 hours.
I just like to go.
To watch an exhibition hockey game, by the way.
It's all good.
Next one, $2 from RTV, who says, snow unga bunga good. Make puck go net. Very much so.
This is a deep cut.
You gotta know the deep lore of this YouTube channel to be in on that one.
You gotta be part of it. Yeah,
no, I'm not part of it. I'm on the outside.
5 from Melanie, who says, I heart the Avalanche and DNVR. Thank you, Melanie. Always here hanging out in chat. And then $5 from WB, who says, AJ Bednar seems to prefer the college free agents over the current draft picks. Is it the college experience, age, or something else?
Yeah, I mean, experience and age go hand in hand. So it's easier to trust a guy like that because they're just a more emotionally mature. They have a higher baseline that you can expect. And I think, Eric, you could tell me if I'm wrong here, but when coaches are looking at, especially at the bottom of a roster, because most of these guys, if they're coming in and they're going to be part of the middle of the roster or higher, you can live with a lot more mistakes because the upside is there. But when you're looking at guys at the bottom of the roster, it's what does this guy look like 8 games out of 10?
Yeah.
When these guys give their A games, all these guys can play. All the guys in the AHL can the Riley Tufte, a good example. The first game Riley Tufte gets called up, that's the best Riley Tufte can play in the NHL. And we haven't seen it. We didn't see it since in the other games that he was up here. And you saw a level that was much lower than that first game. Yeah. And that's why he's back with the Eagles and has been for a while, and other guys have gotten chances.
AHL All-Star, though.
Yeah.
Good for him.
And he's been great there because he has figured out that level, and that's great. He hadn't figured out that level until this season.
Yep.
And that's a big step for him. It's not done with Riley Tufte. His game is still developing.
Yep.
He could. This year is a huge part of his development, And then maybe next year, wherever he is, it could be here, it could be somewhere else. We'll see how he continues to develop, and if he does, this might be it for him. Like, this might be the top, but this year was a good step in that development. A guy like Sam Malinski has come in and shown his lower level is still NHL caliber. And that's where it's easier for a guy like Bednar to just say, yeah, we'll play him. We'll live with it. We'll live with the downside of his game, because when you see the upside of his game, a night such as tonight, where he very much fits in offensively, very much plays their style, does a lot of the things that you want to see, it's easy to keep him in.
And I can add to that is, having lived it and having seen it, like, working with teams is the toughest thing to do. And it sounds so easy to do, but it's not. And I'm going to use a word, and you've heard me say it before, it's consistency. It's the toughest thing to achieve as a player. And that's why a lot of people don't stick in the NHL, because they're not consistent.
Yeah.
And you've heard me say it, and you've heard guys say it, like, take Cogliano, consistency is longevity in this world. It is. And if you're consistent, you'll have longevity. But it's tough to attain because you need to get the trust of the coaching staff. You need to get the trust of management. And it takes time. It takes time sometimes. And that's why you take an 18-year-old that's a draft pick that probably doesn't have it. I mean, it's the best league in the world. It's a tough league to play. It takes time to get, unless you're Connor Bedard or, first overall. It's different. But if you're just a kid and then you take Polin, for example, that's 24, 25, whatever he is, or Sam Malinski, there's a big difference, because they'll attain that consistency quicker and probably, in an easier way than. And the NHL is not a place where you learn you learn on the fly. Coaches will just lose their jobs, and that's why they don't play. I mean, it is. I mean, right? I mean, unless you're like Chicago, for example, this year. Luke is awesome, by the way. Luke is awesome. But there's some growing pains, and they'll go through them, right?
There are 4 teams in the NHL that are okay with you not being ready right now.
That's it. Other than that.
Well, and like varying degrees there, because when you are a team that has the highest standard imaginable and says, hey, was Stanley Cup, we always look at Logan O'Connor as a success story, because he is, but also remember the path for that guy. He came in and did not do a lot in his first 15 games. It was like a breakaway here, breakaway there, but it wasn't very loud.
It takes time.
And then you remember in the bubble is when he became a full-time player. And when did it happen? It was game 5 of the second round. They bring him in because the team had gotten beat up. They needed a change of pace. They bring him in. His first shift, he goes out and smokes somebody.
That's right.
And he's been with the Avs ever since. It took time. It wasn't like Logan O'Connor and just walked in and was like, hey, I'm this guy every day. It took time. Same thing happened with Ryan Graves. They brought Ryan Graves in, and that was a guy who had been through the ringer, had expectations.
Cleared waivers.
With the Rangers, he had expectations. They thought he was going to make the team. Did not. Disappointed a great deal in their training camp. Gets set down. Was obvious he was not in their plans after that. The Avs pick him up at the deadline, and it was just a minor league deal.
He really didn't even play that well in the AHL.
No, and it was a second half. We need a body. We need a guy. We're going to give him a look. We've kind of seen some things. And I remember talking with somebody that was working for the Avalanche at the time, and they said, look, he's a 7 guy. Yeah. We think he's a 7, and we're going to see what he has to give us. And then that guy ended up playing on a second pairing in a postseason for the Avalanche by the end of his time here. And then he gets dealt for a second-round pick.
Yep.
In a situation where the Avs had no leverage because of the expansion draft. He signs a big free agent deal in Pittsburgh. It takes time for some of these guys.
Yes.
And it takes a team that's willing to be patient, but it's hard for a guy to stay positive. I guess I'm just sideswiping a lot of dudes tonight, but it sounds hot. Martin Kaut is a good example of a guy that just on the mental side of it,
couldn't handle it.
Yeah. He just could not understand. He couldn't grasp the reality that.
Good point there.
21 years old is not the end of the world. 22, 23. And when Sam Malinski comes in at 25, he has an extremely short leash.
Yep.
He has this year to prove it before the Avs kind of mentally are like, all right, we gave him looks.
Yep.
Sam Malinski, I was just looking as well. I was looking at my phone a little bit ago. He has 9 points in 19 games. I think.
Not bad.
And now I suddenly doubt those numbers because they sound really high.
He's still good.
It might be 8 points. Either way. I think it's 8 and 19.
He had 2 tonight. I'll tell you that much.
That is, I mean, you're talking very, very impressive for a rookie playing limited minutes. That's not a guy getting power play time. He's playing 20 minutes a night. He's playing like 14 minutes sometimes and producing the way that he has. It's very impressive, but it's easier for those guys. They're older. They've been through more. Sam Malinski, undrafted, goes through a whole college career. Way more experience, way more age, and it's easier for a coaching staff to say, all right, this guy is more of who he's going to be. Not an Oscar Olsson. He's still this is year 1 of Oscar Olsson's ELC. So however we feel about him, but the Avs have 3 more years of developing him. As long as he keeps working, as long as he keeps whatever, he could come out on the other side of that thing an NHL player too. It just takes time. And in one of the areas where the Avs have struggled is knowing when to get those guys in, when to give them opportunities, and when to give them a leash.
Yep. Because
they have pulled the rug. Ben Meyers is a great example of this, in my opinion.
I agree.
Ben Meyers, for my money, Ben Meyers is better than Kivi Ranta.
Same.
And Ben Meyers should be in the NHL right now over Kivi Ranta. He's not, for whatever reason. There's a multitude of reasons that play into that. He is not, and I think he's going to get an opportunity with another organization sooner than later.
Yep.
And we'll see how he does. You know, we thought that would be the godsend for Tyson Jost. He's in the AHL.
And worked for him, yep. All right. We did get 2 more from Stefan, who says, thank you for the breakdown, Eric. And then $5 from Wilson, who says, Sam the Ham Malinski, better than your favorite player.
My favorite player is Cale Makar.
Yeah, he might not be better than Cale. That's a tough look. Either way.
And Andrei Svechnikov.
Go bet on your favorite player with DraftKings Sportsbook. You can use code DNVR to sign up with DraftKings Sportsbook today. Put in $5, put a bet down, and get $200 in bonus bets with DraftKings. Go jump on it. Go have some fun. Go bet on the Avs to come back from crazy deficits. Go bet against the Avs to emotional hedge. Anything in between. Bet on Nikola Jokic to get a triple-double and still lose to Joel Embiid.
It's 8 and 19. No, I had it wrong.
You were so close.
For Malinski.
You were so close.
Still 8 and 19 for a defenseman.
That's good, yeah.
That's never played in the league. That's good.
Bet on Sam Malinski to score some points with DraftKings, if that's your thing.
8 points in 18 games. He's averaging 14-18 of ice time. That's pretty good.
Pretty good P60 right there.
Pretty efficient, man. It's pretty efficient.
Whatever you do with DraftKings, make sure that you are 21 or older, physically located in one of the states where gambling is legal. And if you have a gambling problem, you can call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY. We can also text. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas. 21 plus, age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See dkng.com/hockey for eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms, and responsible gaming resources. NHL and NHL Shield are registered trademarks of the National Hockey League. Copyright NHL 2024, all rights reserved. Woo! Woo! That's it. That's all we got for a wild game, a wild show, a wild night.
Oh, special shout out to the guy who fist bumped me in Safeway today.
Yeah,
and said DNVR was awesome.
Guy.
Let's go.
Awesome. One last thing. We do have a takeover of Ball Arena, January 26th, 10 days away. There are less than 8 tickets left. So if you want to get in on that, make sure you get in. We will sell out if you don't jump on it.
Picture always gets me.
Come join us for the next Ball Arena takeover with the DNVR Avalanche fam. We are back tomorrow for an off-day show. A little birdie told me we might be talking about goaltender options, as well as some other fun stuff. So come join us, 2 p.m. Mountain Time tomorrow. We appreciate y'all, and we will talk to you later.
We all silly like the mayor.